Megan, how's it going? Welcome back to the Watermark water cooler.
Hi, Cameron.
Just a reminder, Megan was on the January water cooler, and we were talking about inbound marketing.
Yes.
We are going to talk today about CRMs. And yeah, Megan, if you wouldn't mind, just introduce yourself again so everybody knows who you are and what you do for Watermark.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me back to the water cooler. My name is Megan. I'm on the account services side of things here at Watermark. So I help manage client projects. I also help in the inbound marketing campaigns, specifically within the marketing automation and CRM portion. So I'm excited to get into today's topic.
Yeah, it's great to have you. Just a reminder for people, CRM stands for Customer Relation Manager or Client Relationship Manager. And that's what we're going to talk about today. Really trying to understand, what is the CRM?
Mm-hmm.
Why do you need it? Why is it important? So, that's the question. First question, kind of, what is a CRM? What do we use it for? Why do we ask our clients to have it?
So a CRM is a customer relationship management system that we ourselves use, but also our clients use to manage their sales prospects, where people fall within the pipeline, what new leads are coming in, and then also identifying which leads are ready to close. It's also really great because it sort of is the hub for all of that information based on client interactions, client communications, and it really just helps keep both the sales team and also the marketing team organized in terms of prospects and leads coming in.
Yeah, it's such an important tool, not only for sales, but for marketing as well. You talked about that, but I think the things that we run into the most with, CRMs and why they're probably underutilized is the, good question that we should talk to ourselves about. Like, why do people underutilize this, and why is it so important that they do use it?
Yeah, I think it's very underutilized, specifically within the sales team. A lot of, at least clients that I've interacted with and more traditional sales teams, usually have somewhat of a system already in place for how they manage and interact with leads. But it seems to be very siloed to their own sort of work and prospects. What a CRM does is kind of like gives transparency to the company, allows for more standard operating procedures, allows for more automation within tasks. It also allows for better reporting. So it keeps all of that information in one centralized place. So a lot of people sometimes will underutilize it as well, just in terms of thinking it as a database where all of their contacts, prospects are, but it's much more than that. Within each one of those contacts, you can click into them and sort of get a full picture of the entire sort of life of the lead, what emails they've been engaging with, have they clicked on any social media posts, have they responded directly back to any emails that you've sent out as a company. It also will track information in terms of like one-on-one interactions with a salesperson and a lead. Again, just keeping that centralized place, sort of that hub for all of the sort of sales pieces within there. And then it allows for the marketing team to get in there whenever they need to see what types of marketing sort of campaigns are working, what people are engaging with, and how you can pivot to better tailor your campaigns to your prospects' needs.
Yeah, so just talking about that, it's great for a salesperson and the marketing team to say, what's the life of this lead? I think that's a huge piece of what a good CRM does. It tells you, are they a marketing qualified lead? Are they sales qualified lead? Are they, what part of the pipeline, what part of the sales pipeline are they in? Have they gotten an estimate? Are they, there's all kinds of different ways a pipeline could work for different businesses. But it's such a huge piece of just having some more insight into what's going on with your leads. Not only as a sales manager, but also as a salesperson and also as a marketing team. It's such a huge piece of it. So Megan, another good part of a CRM is having, spin-offs, like being able to say like, hey, I want to task myself. You talked about process, like What does the sales process look like? And sometimes it's hard to get a team to do the same thing over and over and over
Right.
again with a sales process. And I think, a good CRM has the ability to also spin off kind of tasks for that sales process. How have you seen people use that tool?
Yeah. So I think in terms of setting up consistency with the sales team, it's important for us to create them templates and a process, but then also give them the flexibility to sort of customize it to their own unique sort of buy cycle that they have and how they interact with clients. So these templates can always be customized and personalized to meet the needs of their prospects. But some things that we've set in place for some of our clients and also ourselves is to create sort of this process for when a lead comes in, sort of what is that follow-up? What does that cadence look like? And then how can we automate some of those tasks or follow-ups so that we can sort of streamline this process and then consistently stay top of mind with these prospects in order to get them to convert to a qualified lead.
Yeah, I'll give an example of this. So we have a real estate client that has, steps that they go through with every time they sell a home to somebody. And they want all the realtors to follow those same steps.
Right.
So they might need a reminder of, hey, if it's a new build, have you gone through the walkthrough with that client of the new build? Have you sent any of the paperwork that needs to happen? Those are all kinds of things that help the salesperson do their job better.
Right. Yeah, it's kind of like an internal checklist too. So like some of these tasks and automations that you're talking about can be internally facing as well. They don't always have to be externally facing to prospects. But I think it's really important to have those internally facing tasks as well, like you're talking about in terms of like, what are the internal steps for going through a contract negotiation with a real estate client? So those can all be automated and again, tailored for each sort of rep and agent.
Yeah. I think that's another kind of issue that people have, particular salespeople, is like, that's another thing I have to do. And I don't want to do another thing. I just want to do my job. I just want to talk to people, get sales and move on. What would you say to that person?
Yeah, that's definitely one of the biggest sort of hurdles, roadblocks that I think we sort of find talking with sales individuals. And the biggest thing is once this is implemented, it's really all to better and streamline their process. And it's also giving them a lot more information on their prospects so that they can better tailor their communications to better hit their needs and pain points. The CRM it's tracking their behaviors. It's letting you know how many times they've opened an email. It's letting you know what they've clicked on. It's letting you know what subject lines are really resonating with prospects in order for them to be opened. So it's really giving them more information to better do their job. And in terms of like the learning curve for different CRMs, I would just say your marketing team is here to support you in sort of this implementation process. A lot of like these templates, automated workflows, all of those tasks, reporting, a lot of that can be shifted to your marketing team so that they can do a lot of the legwork there. And then they deliver you with more of these final products that then you can then use and implement as resources tailored to your specific clients and prospects, and then have that coming from a specific sales agent. So it's more of that personalized one-on-one interaction.
Yeah, I think that's a great point that you bring up. Is I've seen people try and take this on their own. And it seems like those people get a lot more frustrated with the process because
it's a big undertaking.
It is a big undertaking. And it doesn't have to be. Getting support with an agency like Watermark or other agency can really make it a lot smoother. And making a leap like this anyways is a big task. So having somebody to help you along the way
absolutely
can make it a lot more, tangible, and easy. Megan, why is the pipeline so important to the CRM conversation?
Yeah, so the pipeline is where all of sales teams' leads and prospects are living. These pipeline stages are going to be customized for each client that we have and sort of what their sales process looks like. Why I think it's so important is because, as we say, marketing is a numbers game at a certain point. You need to get enough impressions and engagement on certain resources and your content in order for people to eventually take action. So what I think is really interesting with the pipelines through CRMs is that it gives you accurate closing percentages as leads move through the pipeline. So from when someone goes from a marketing qualified lead to a sales qualified lead, what is that closing percentage? And then we can accurately forecast numbers to make sure that marketing campaigns are reaching those goals based on closing percentages that we understand through the pipeline. Another example could be, what is the closing percentage from meetings scheduled to proposals sent? By actually having these real numbers and real examples of prospects moving through this pipeline, the sales pipeline accurately depicts these numbers so that you can better forecast out and get better predictions for how many leads and contracts are going to be acquired within the next year, 6 months, next quarter, whatever that's going to look like. It just gives you a way more transparent sort of field of
in the end, we're talking about income too, right? Like what it gives you an idea of prediction of income,
right?
So it's a huge piece of it. Megan, thanks so much for joining us. We didn't get to answer all the questions, I'm sure, for CRM, but we are going to have a campaign on CRMs and why they're so important with additional information. So follow our social channels. You'll see that campaign come out in the month of April when this video goes live. And if you have any other questions that you would like us to answer more quickly, go ahead and ask in the comments of this YouTube channel, and we'll be more than happy to answer. Also, if you have any content that you would like to learn more about, whether that be about marketing life or agency life or marketing in general, we'd be more than happy to do a video on that. The better content we produce is by your feedback. So let us know in the comments, follow our channel, and we'll see you next time.